Hi, I'm State Rep Laura Devlin, representing the 134th District of Fairfield and Trumbull, and ranking House member on the Transportation Committee in the legislature. We know there's a lot of misinformation about tolls and what they might mean to the people of our state. So tonight we've conducted our first toll information forum. If you weren't able to come, I hope you have a chance to see the video. And we will be doing more across the state. So if you want one in your town and we haven't been there yet, please contact your local legislator. We are more than happy to come and share the news about tolls. Thank you. I want to start with the Special Transportation Fund and just give a little bit of background. So the Special Transportation Fund was actually created in 1984. It was created by Governor O'Neill. It was designed, it was formalized at that point to be able to fund through STO bonding, to back STO bonds that would fund a 10-year infrastructure renewal program that was in response to the Mianus River Bridge collapse. And in part of that, were authorized 7 different gas tax increases. So that the start of 14 cents a gallon, it would end in 1991 at 23 cents a gallon. In 1987, the general fund was having some deficit problems. So the decision was made, well, let's move the expenses for the DOT into the Special Transportation Fund. So now it wasn't just revenue to back bonding, we're also paying the DOT operating expenses. And that was followed in 1989 by the pension and benefit costs for the Department of Transportation were moved into the Special Transportation Fund. And that was followed in 1991 when the DMV pension benefit salary costs were moved from the general fund, from the budget, into the Special Transportation Fund.
The increasing cost in doing business in Connecticut could potentially drive out a number of these distribution centers. We all just seen what happened down in New York with Amazon, and what they look at is what their cost is kind of a hub and spoke approach to distribution centers. And if they move that distribution center 20 miles across the state line and they only have to deliver what goes in the state and it reduced their costs, and they do these big matrices, it's easy to say we're going to eliminate those jobs in Connecticut. The other part of it is that I'm always concerned about that all of a sudden there's fewer gantries, there's less cost. But the one thing we got to remember, and that's to sell it, is that they never go away and they just keep increasing. If you go back to, we had an income tax that came into the state that was going to be for a little while, and it never went away. We had lottery that came in, we had casinos that came in, it was going to take care of all these different issues, and we have all those and we still have major issues. And it started, and I was the first one to say it when they said it was going to be truck only. Well, that's an easy sell because everybody kind of dislikes the trucker. And it's a small base.
No, we don't.
Well, everybody's been behind a slow one or whatever. But it would immediately go to cars, and it would immediately go to more places, and it would, once it's there, as we could all remember the old Connecticut Turnpike tolls, they started at 15 to 25 cents, and then they went skyrocketing up. I remember in the end, the trucks, I think, was $1.50 from a 25 cent toll.
$3 a day, round trip, $15 a work week, or $750 a year. Off-peak, if you didn't have to travel between the morning and afternoon rush, you can save some money. So maybe $2.38 a day, $12 a week, $600 a year. But it does add up, and that's just the out-of-pocket costs.
The burden will fall on Connecticut residents. They're going to pay fuel tax, they're going to pay toll, and the trucking companies that will run into Connecticut will put a huge surcharge on it. Because we hear from all the time from our members at the national level, they will not run in New England, especially in the wintertime. Nothing comes out of New England, so they can't get anything. They have to charge a premium to run into New England, especially when you factor in the tolls that they're already facing. I know the common argument that Connecticut is, well, we're the only state that doesn't have tolls. You should be proud of that. I mean, when I look at the other DOTs, you don't want to be in that category. Connecticut should be touting the fact that they are a state without tolls.
You look at this map and they say, oh, it's not going to go anywhere. They did some studies that we can stick tolls there. What I'm worried about, I'm on 95 all the time for my company, traveling, meeting with clients. How do we expect to keep young talent in the state? I got to recruit people to come work for my company. Great benefits, great everything, but the way the tax code now is, you can't write this off. How do I tell a 20-year-old that's making base, maybe at the beginning 40,000 start out, by the way, you may have to spend $2,000 a month in tolls because you're driving and during rush hour, you're driving off rush hour, you're driving from here to there all over the state. How do they expect long-term to keep talent in this state?